Good day. This is Mike O'Hara from the Natural Products Association. I'm Vice President of Membership, and I'm happy to be joined by today with Adel Villalobos. But Adel is the founder and Chief Executive Officer of Lief Labs. Adel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here. Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate the time. So we're going to jump in with just a few questions. And the first one, just very directly, is why are you an NPA member?
I'm going to say that there is no other way. If I'm going to be in an industry that I feel very passionate about, I'm joining the largest trade group and ensuring that that we have skin in the game as an organization, and being a part of an industry that I'm really passionate about. Joining NPA just seems like the natural progression. If we're going to be stewards of an industry, we need to team up as a player in the industry. We are a manufacturer, but we need to team up with the trade organization that's looking out for the best interests of the industry, looking out for the best interests of the consumer, and making sure that we are kept informed. So it's a no-brainer for me.
That's great. Thank you very much. And when you talk about the best interest of the industry, sometimes an industry is faced with some challenges, and the natural products industry is no exception. So as you look at the industry in general, what are some of those top challenges that we're facing today?
I'm going to say to keep in line with what NPA brings to the table, what the Natural Products Association brings to the table. It's an industry that's if we don't stay informed and we don't stay active, I'm going to say that's a problem. I love the industry. I'm very passionate, but I also run into organizations that really care about the industry, but they're not involved. They're not informed, and I believe it creates a disconnect. And if we're going to succeed, I would say it's like, let's say the NFL. None of the football teams are going to join an organization outside the NFL. They're going to join the organization that creates the environment by which the entire industry can succeed and thrive. So I'm going to say that's a problem. Not being involved, not being informed, and not taking action outside of your organization can be a threat to the industry, because we can't leave it to our colleagues or to our partners or to our competitors. We all have to contribute to the stewardship and to the success of the entire industry. And it does require being involved outside of your organization.
No, that's great. So
that would be under that framework, right? Now, some of the other challenge for industry is, I'm going to say COVID was really good for the industry, and most of the industry benefited from it. There were some challenges for sure, but consumers realized the importance of staying healthy, so that was a good thing. Sure. But because the industry grew rapidly during those times, I'm going to say it created complacency for an industry, and innovation I feel is stagnant, and that poses a threat. So coming off of successes of COVID, it is a disrupted industry. Things don't look like the way they used to, so that's a challenge. I believe we'll get over that fairly quickly. Supply chain is beginning to improve. Inflation is becoming less of an effect. I mean, they're inflated prices, but it's becoming less of a threat. The new threat is how long it takes for an industry to innovate and to ensure consumers feel an industry is advancing forward and advancing nutrition. So I would say innovation, complacency is a threat today.
Great. So with that being said, those threats of kind of complacency, the lack of innovation, and even like a little bit of not wanting to be involved, how can the industry overcome some of these challenges? Are there, in your opinion, what are some of the things the industry as a whole, or maybe even some individuals, can do to try to beat these challenges and move the industry forward, into 2024 and beyond?
One's easy. It's join NPA, right?
There you go.
You staying involved. You got to stay connected. You got to stay involved and join and contribute. So that's one. That I say was a little easier, and it contributes to an entire industry. So that's easy. Innovation, that might take a little longer. I think, we're a contract manufacturer, and we have an ability to innovate delivery systems, innovate delivery formats, team up with innovative raw material suppliers. Innovation is things we should be looking at. We are certainly investing in those areas, and we do see raw material suppliers investing in the area. It just may take a while if it was a couple of years of complacency. So investing in innovation, paying attention to the consumer. The consumer may have gotten a little exhausted on immune products. What's the next area that our industry can help consumers tackle, and when it comes to health and wellness? So innovation is critical.
Great. Thank you very much. Next question I have is you talked a little bit about joining NPA, and when people think about wanting to join an association or any industry group, they always think about what's the value, right? So what do you see is the value that NPA provides the industry as a whole, and then also for your organization?
NPA stays informed. And I don't know how they do. To be honest, I don't know how you guys do it. As soon as, and look at people when they hear industry trade group, they think, trying to keep laws from entering our industry, and that's not the case. Certainly, NPA has been critical to taking swift action when things like SARMs, right? Those are problems, and we want to protect consumers. So, NPA does a really good job of deciphering and filtering what could be a threat to an industry's or to consumers' ability to access health products at reasonable prices and safe, right? So NPA they have to be able to have the wherewithal to be able to identify what's good for industry and what's good for consumer, because what's good for consumers is good for us, and be able to decipher that. And I'm going to say, it's Daniel Fabricant does a really good job being, coming from FDA, and also be a longtime industry veteran, understands the landscape, and is able to provide really swift information to NPA members so that we can come together and make sure that the intent is there. Consumers having access to safe, effective products at reasonable prices, and then making sure that innovation thrives. NPA is always looking at protecting intellectual property. Those are things that are important. Without that, innovation can die in industries. So they do a good job of advocating for industry and protecting those brands or those companies that are real stewards and drivers of industry. So I've been happy to be part of NPA and happy to contribute to Natural Products Association. I happen to think I'm fairly active, and it's been, to me, not fruitful for me, but fruitful for the industry. So swift action, quick information, being able to decipher when something becomes a burden to industry and does not provide any additional benefit to consumers. That Natural Products does a good job of being able to discern that and digest it so that we can take swift action when necessary.
No, that's great. Thank you very much, Adel. Everybody always, an industry expert like yourself, they always want to know what do you see in the future, right? What does the future hold for the industry? So just in your opinion, what's kind of on the horizon for the natural products industry? What are some of the things you expect?
So we got to get to the $100 billion mark, right? So I'm going to say we get there in the next 3 to 5 years. That's pretty ambitious. It's going to require innovation, and I do believe because we had the benefits of COVID, which was the industry grew, I think 3 times faster right during COVID than it was supposed to. So that benefit also created a lull there afterwards. So we have the industry slowed down considerably. I think we flattened out. That will drive ingenuity, and in order to come out of this, it will require innovation, ingenuity, and I believe that the next growth will not come from the pandemic. It'll actually come, and it'll be industry driven. And so I'm excited for that. And there'll be new delivery systems. What's happening as well is the blurring between food and supplements continues to shrink. I'm really excited about and these fall on the nutrition side, but again,
Mhm.
you have to appreciate the industries that surround us. We have to appreciate their successes.
Sure.
I've seen the snack space really expand into looking more like supplements, but shaped like
Mhm.
cookies, shaped like brownies. I believe that sector, our industry is going to gravitate in that direction, and the lines will be blurred a bit, but it's good for consumers. I believe consumers will have access to more delivery formats, and the industry will continue to drive what I call is empowering consumers to take wellness into their own hands
Sure.
and not wait till medical conditions show up. And that requires innovation from industry to attract consumers and just to make them aware that there are good for you supplements. There's
Sure.
ways to supplement your diet. There's ways to add more benefits to your diet through supplementation and to some of these crosses between snacks
Mhm.
and supplements. So innovation is coming, and I believe we get to the $100 billion mark in the next 3 to 5 years.
That's great. That's great. Now, those are all the questions I have today, Adel. Any other closing thoughts or anything you'd like to add as well?
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for including me as part of this. I'm really passionate about the industry, and I believe the path to prosperity is industry connecting with trade groups like Natural Products Association, and really advocating and talking to community leaders and elected officials in Congress,
Mhm.
and making sure they know and understand the value we bring to consumers. And a lot of them are becoming more and more aware. So I am really excited about what the work that we do as a team. So thank you, Michael.
No, thank you for your time. Very, very well said. Thank you very much, Adel. Appreciate the time.